Hi everybody, welcome to Free Range Diva. Today it's going to be all about Amazon because today is Prime Day. It's for the next 2 days. So I wanted to give you my ultimate best list. These are going to be items that I have had for years, with one exception. There's one new thing in here, but some go back as far as 20 years. These are things that I swear by, that I use every day or almost every day, frequently, and that have held up and work really well. So let's get started and take a look at some of the things that I've purchased from Amazon over the years that have stood the test of time. Several years ago, I purchased and reviewed the Eufy robotic vacuum cleaner. I needed a vacuum cleaner. I had injured my back and I could not push or pull anything. So I purchased the Eufy, and that review video has become one of my most popular videos on the channel. Now, the model that I purchased is no longer available, but they do have newer models. And I'm here to tell you that my little Eufy is still going strong. And I purchased it in either 2017 or 2018. But it's still working great, still cleans, and I have not had any problems with it over the years. So I highly recommend the Eufy vacuum if you're in the market for a new robotic vacuum. Now, last year, I wanted to have a regular stand-up upright vacuum cleaner to vacuum the upstairs of the house, which is all carpets, and a lot of it is a deep pile carpet. So the only criteria I had is that it be lightweight so that I wouldn't hurt myself pushing it around. And here it is. That is the Shark Rocket. This cleans like a dream. It is lightweight. I'm going to go downstairs to a bigger room so you can see the whole thing and tell you all about it. All right, so here we are. This is the Shark Rocket. This is ultra lightweight. As you can see, stick vacuum. It is better on thicker piled carpets than the RoboVac. It has two settings. One is for bare floors and the other is for carpets. It's bagless. It detaches from the bottom like that and becomes a handheld. And to dump it, you just press this little button right here and it empties the dirt into the trash can. This model came with 3 attachments, 1, 2, and 3. And as you can see, I've only used 1. But it's powerful and it's pretty quiet too. So I'm going to plug this in and go to town. And the last in the floor care section of this video is going to be a steam mop. Now, over the years, I have purchased a few of different steam mops from different brands. And the one thing that they all had in common is that they all died before they reached 6 months old. So I don't have a lot of expectations about the, just the technology of a steam mop in general. However, back in November, I purchased the Bissell Power Fresh, and it's still going strong. So let me go downstairs again and I'll tell you all about it. So here is the Bissell Power Fresh. This comes with 2 mop heads. One is more scrubbier than the other, and it also has this little attachment that you can put on it, to steam your carpets. Steam cleaning, it sanitizes, it makes the room smell, it gives it that ozonated steam smell that I love. This is very easy and to push around, to move around. I'll show you. It gets your floors really clean and makes them look great. And although it also has in the back, I'll just lift it up and come in a bit. It's got this attachment that you can click down, and it helps to scrub the floors that while you're mopping. The fill tank is right here. that just pops right out and you can fill it with water. I use distilled water for the longest life out of your mop. And then it has settings here along the side for the amount of steam, more or less steam depending on what it is you're doing. It doesn't do that great a job on grout, unfortunately. I had hoped it would, but really when it comes to grout, it's basically a toothbrush and soap and water. That's all it's going to do it for you. But in terms of steamers, this one has lasted the longest of any one I have. We use it a lot, and it's still going strong. One of the first purchases that I ever made on Amazon, which was about 20 years ago, I'm holding in my hand, and it's one that you've seen many, many times in videos, in my kitchen videos, but I've never actually talked about it. It is my Global 7-inch chef's knife. This knife I use constantly. There's never been a time, I mean 2, 3, 4 times a week, multiple times a day. This knife is the workhorse knife in my kitchen. It's perfectly balanced, right? Very easy to grasp. It has a stainless steel handle, but it also has, I believe it's probably silicone indentations. So it's very, very safe. It rocks back and forth, and it has an edge on it that is incredibly sharp. This knife, I have, in the 20 years I've had it, I've never had it professionally sharpened, and I will show you how I keep it sharp right now. See, as I was saying, I've never had this knife sharpened in the 20 years that I've had it, and what I use to keep it razor sharp, and trust me, it is razor sharp, is right here. I also purchased this on Amazon. This is by Global. It's their Mino Sharp water sharpener. What it is, you set it down on a table, hold it with your hand like this. Inside, there's a chamber here that you fill this with water, and these are 2 ceramic wheels. You then sit this knife guide over it, and when it's on, you run your knife, turn it this way, you run your knife through the wheels. So white wheel first and then the pink wheel. And I do this once, maybe twice a year, depending on, how the knife is performing. But it's very easy. I'm not going to really do it now, but you just run it through like that. And this knife has stayed razor sharp. Razor sharp. So if you're going to make a purchase like this, I actually went to a gourmet food store and tested the knife out, and I found that the 8-inch was not comfortable for me. The 7.5-inch was perfect for my hand size and the way that I like to use it. And then after that, I went to Amazon and purchased it because the price was so much better. So that's what I would recommend to you. If you're going to make an investment like this, try it out somewhere first to get a real good feel for it. Like I said, the weight on this, the balance on this knife is incredible, and the weight is perfect. So find a knife. I actually heard about Global from Anthony Bourdain's book. I believe he was the first person I heard talk about it, but these knives are used by world-class chefs, and they love Global. And every year around Christmas, I always entertain the thought of getting another size, but I never do it because I can use this for everything that I really need to use it for. So I guess I've gone on long enough about my Global knife, but there you go. And then the other kitchen item that I won't talk about too much because I've done a few videos on my Vitamix pour over coffee maker. This will give you plastic-free coffee, because if you have plastic elements in your coffee maker and hot water goes through it, that plastic is going to leach right in, the chemicals from that plastic are going to leach out and into your coffee cup. And then you've got endocrine disrupting going on and a bunch of other stuff that you don't want. So I wanted an all glass, this is an all glass carafe, and I went and I purchased the Vitamix because they've been doing it the longest, right? And the taste here is rich. It's got a very clean coffee taste. It's very flavorful. It doesn't have, you don't, depending on how you brew it, and how you brew it is you put a filter in here, and you can use either a stainless steel filter, which is what I have here that just sits there, or a paper filter, which also just, you open it up and it sits right there. And depending on how you brew it, you will get different strengths, but what you won't get is any bitterness. So I highly recommend, if you're a coffee lover and you're done with your plastic, whatever it is that you've got, invest in something like this, in a glass carafe. Chemex. I've had this for 4 or 5 years, and it's performing great. I do wash it by hand. I don't put it in the dishwasher, but other than that, it's great. Also in my kitchen, I'm not gonna bring it up here, but in food videos, particularly smoothie videos, you know that I use a Vitamix. Now, I got my Vitamix from Amazon, and it was refurbished. It was, I believe they call it renewed now. And again, probably 5, 6 years ago, maybe even when I believe I had it when I started this channel, so maybe as much as 7 years ago. And it's still going great. Refurbished or not, it's working perfectly. Obviously, it's not going to be the latest model, but you know, if you want a high-speed blender and you want Vitamix quality, and you don't want to pay $400, $500 to get a brand new one with all the bells and whistles, look on Amazon and see if they have any renewed models available. I looked yesterday and they did. There was one. So check it out. You can save hundreds of dollars if you go that route, and you're still getting a really good product. Now, if you have the budget and you want the bells and whistles, I'll link the latest model down below so you can check that out as well. Okay, so this next item is the only item that is new, and so I can't speak to longevity, but it is so good. I had to put it in here. It is my Nextron compact disc player. It has Bluetooth, it plays radio. It gives you the most magnificent crystal clear sound that I have. Well, for me, I haven't really purchased any kind of electronic device like this in like 10, 15 years. I was blown away. So I was blown away by the sound quality coming out of this little box. I'm holding it so that you can see just how, you know, small it is. It has a very tiny footprint, but big sound. So not only does this have like massive volume, the sound is crystal clear, as I said. It's also dimensional. It's as if you can hear different parts of a symphony or your music coming from different sides of, you know, back and forth, bouncing back and forth through the speakers. You can hear it tends to kind of bounce around the room, if that makes any sense. So it feels like it's coming from different directions. This has mega bass right here on it. I haven't used it yet. I'm scared. But if you're someone who likes that big bottom, that big booming bass bottom, as it is, it's great. But it has the mega bass feature, which will give you that. It's got Bluetooth capabilities. I think I said that before. There's a USB port. You have headphones here and an auxiliary input for any kind of extraterrestrial device that you want to attach to this. So all in all, you get a lot for not a lot of money. This was under $50. And no, I've only had it for a month, but right now this is a super rave. And if that changes, I'll be sure and let you know. But oh, I love this so much. I love it. The next thing I want to talk to you about is I'm directing it to those of you who might be looking for a new camera, and it's the one that I'm using right now. So let me show it to you. Had to switch cameras. Here it is. This is the Canon M50. This is a really good all-purpose, all-around camera that is extremely lightweight. That's why I like it. And that's why I'm talking about it to you today, because a lot of digital cameras are really heavy. This one is your basic point and shoot. It has those features. You can just put it on auto and go to town. You don't have to do anything other than that. If you do, it does have, you know, a few things that you can play around with, lighting adjustments, shutter speed, things like that. You can play around with ISO and shooting in black and white. It's got slow motion shooting as well as a smooth skin setting, which, by the way, I do not use. I actually accidentally did it once and it was awful. But yeah, it does have it if you like that. And you know, it can go on vacation quite easily. Comes with a strap. The kit lens is really decent. You've got a decent zoom on here. It doesn't focus very well on really close shots, but you really have to play around with your manual focus. But for video, it shoots in 1080 with 30 frames or 60 frames per second. And it shoots in 4K, although it only shoots in 4K with the manual focus, not autofocus, which is kind of weird, but whatever. But yeah, this camera, I've had it for a few years now. It's my workhorse. I've used this way more than just the average person will use it. And it's done really well by me. I like it a lot. And oh, I forgot to mention, it has flip out screen that also flips in different directions, so that, you know, you can get a good view if you want to mount it on something and then take the shot. And it's really good for selfies as well. You can hold it and get a really good selfie even at arm's length. And it's not thousands and thousands of dollars. It's reasonably priced at under $500. And it may even be even less on sale. So Canon M50, and now I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to go back to setting it back up on auto so you can see what it looks like when you just do the point and shoot, put it on auto, and go to town. Okay, so here we are. So just so you can get an idea, here it is on the auto setting. So as you can see, it has a little bit better skin tone and saturation than the camera that my Lumix that I was just using because I was shooting on auto with that one as well. Nothing else has changed. The lighting hasn't changed. I'm still wearing the same clothes and the same makeup. So this just gives you an idea. The only other thing I think I forgot to mention is that there is a zoom on here. So whoops, there we go. And now let's go back to the setting, to my regular shooting setting. So that's just to give you an idea of the versatility. You can adjust for lighting conditions very easily with this camera. So all in all, really good camera, highly recommend it. And you know, if you're in the market for a new camera and you don't want to spend a ton of money, think about the M50. Gets great reviews too. When it comes to dental care, I have used the Philips Sonicare for at least 10 years. This little guy right here, this is the same toothbrush I've used twice a day for 10 years. And it works great. It still works great. I take it with me when I travel. You've got, you know, you change these out every 6 months or so, the brush heads, and it keeps your teeth so white and gets them clean like you get your, you know, like you've had a teeth cleaning at the dentist. You know how that feels on the teeth? That's how your teeth feel when you clean regularly with this. It gets raves. It's not a new product. Everybody loves it. But if you have not tried, and if you're still using the brush, the regular old handheld brush, and you haven't tried an electric toothbrush, give this one a try. I've tried a couple of others, like from Oral-B and whatever, but this really gets the teeth super clean and keeps your mouth feeling really fresh. And I'm 66, and thank you God, I have all of my teeth and they're all in pretty good condition. So Philips Sonicare. Oh, and my toothpaste I also get at Amazon, and it's David's, and I'll link that below as well because it's a really good whitening and refreshing toothpaste. It's also all natural. And just an FYI, if you want to see more of my recommendations on Amazon, you can visit my Amazon storefront. I will link that in the description bar as well. It has a lot more fashion and beauty and things like that in there. So if you want to, stop by and take a look. So that's going to do it for the technology, the home stuff. I do have a few fashion items, again, that have withstood the test of time. So I want to share some of those with you. Last year, we'll start with this first one. Last year, I bought a Sirius sun hat to take with me on vacation. This is the UPF 50 sun hat from Eco House. UPF 50 translates into sun protection factor 50, SPF 50. So it keeps the sun off of you. The straw is very substantial. It's not a wimpy hat at all, but it's very flexible, right? You can pack it easily. It's easy to fold, as you can see, and it's adjustable. So inside right here, you can see there's a little string, and you can use that to tighten or let the hat out depending on what you need. And aside from all of that, this is a very stylish, cute hat. And as you can see, it's got a nice wide brim. It really offers you great protection. Looks really cute, and doesn't cost a lot of money. Less than $20. I know. I mentioned this bathing suit in a video a few months ago. It's not much to look at right here, so I will obviously do some cut-ins. But what I love about this suit is the fabric, first of all, is a very substantial fabric. It definitely leaves you feeling like you're protected, you're well protected. It has a very flattering fit, and it's constructed to really hold you in. This ruching is the key that keeps things in place. It's got padding in the top, removable padding, that keeps the chest, keeps the girls lifted and supported, but you can take it out if you don't need it. And the cut around the neckline is extremely flattering. You can wear it two ways, tied in the back like what you're seeing here, or you can crisscross it this way across the front for a different look if you like. So it also gives you full coverage in the back, in the rear end, and you feel secure because of the fabric and the fit. So this has been it just makes you look really, really good, and it's my favorite suit I think I've probably ever purchased. Just because winter will be here before you know it. Stylish and a great price for a warm down jacket. It's got a fleece-lined hood. The lining is this bright orange color. Lots of pockets, and it's just really, really cute and warm, and it'll definitely keep you warm, and it's at a great price. The next item is the most complimented article of clothing that I think I own, and it's these lounge pants. The thing that's really nice about this is, again, the fabric. It's soft, it's drapey. I love this print, although it comes in a variety of colors and prints. It's not see-through. It's not, like you can't see outlines of underwear or anything like that through it. It's perfect if you just want something to lounge around the house in, because the wide legs are just is a very flow feel to it, and the fabric is just so soft and drapey. You just feel like you're wearing pajamas. In fact, you can sleep in this if you choose, but it is more substantial than your average pair of pajamas. And when people come by and I happen to be wearing this, the first thing is how cute these pants are. And they are the closest thing that you could wear around the house and be comfortable to pajamas, but that actually are very fashionable and cute. I've had this for 2 years. I wash it in cold water and lay it flat to dry, and it looks just as good as it did when I first took it out of the box. Now, over this past year, I've lost some weight, and so these are really, really, really big and long on me right now. But yeah, even though the bottoms drag on the ground, you can see here that the stitching and everything is still in place and still looks good. Wonder if I could shrink these in the dryer. Might try it. So that's going to wrap it up for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing if you have. If you haven't, I would love it if you did. And let me know in the comments if you're going to be doing any shopping today. So watch out for my next video on Saturday. And until I see you in that video, I'm wishing you a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Take good care of yourselves, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Bye.